Hey, what's going on, everybody? GleeCon here again with another episode. Heck, the last episode of 2025. Thank you for joining me in Lore of Warcraft. Today we're going to do our last run of Dire Maul West. Our first run that we do next year in Classic as we start to pivot over to seeing all of these, as many of these quests still exist in retail. We'll be wrapping up on both accounts, Horde and Alliance, all of the Dire Maul stuff. So stay a while and listen. I started here on the island as the group gets ready to walk because there's a couple quests we can turn over. My backspace is very limited.
Horror, the tragedy. We are on the verge of a breakthrough, yet all could be lost. A shame, a tragedy. The items are lost, you say? No trace of him, eh?
So that was just turning in Elven Legends. That was the quest to talk to the bones in Dire Maul, in the Athenium. In between the two Dire Mauls there. I think I might have... Yeah, I already marked it. I flagged it as completed because I thought the turn-in was actually to the bones, but it's not. So now that we have turned in that, you can start turning in the books if you find them. I don't know if they drop before that or not. I'm not 100% sure. Well, the Librams definitely do. The only other quest that I came here for is Lethtendris. I came here to repair, but my bag space is so limited right now because I've got all the stuff for doing another tribute run in there.
Greetings.
Do you have the web, Contessa? Its concentrated magical energy must be dissipated.
You retrieved the web. Well done, adventurer.
A neat dagger, but we can't
Lethtendris,
use
like
it.
many elves of her ilk, are blind to the dangers the abuse of magic can cause to our world. They believe they are masters of magic. They do not realize that they are slaves to their own addiction. Her death saddens me, but it was necessary. Thank you, adventurer. I will have the energies within the web released safely over a wide area, and then I'll destroy it to prevent future magical exploits.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool story, you know, what that man is spinning there. And that's an interesting take from the Night Elves, you know, that dynamic that we keep getting between Night Elves and the rest of the people in the High Elves, the Nightborn, all the others, even humans to a certain extent, is their argument is that you can't trust arcane magic. You are never its master. It's kind of like a more subversive Warlock. Oh, we're missing the boat right now, so we might as well just start swimming. People understand that when you're making a pact with a demon, but Night Elves essentially see arcane magic in the same way. You're making a pact with the arcane, and it's just as untrustworthy. It's just as, to them, it's just as slippery a slope to demonic stuff. So stay a while and listen. As we get here, we're going to do Dire Maul West run today. The only reason we're doing it is because we have some unfinished Gordok business. Tomorrow starts the new year. Tomorrow, we're going to kick off the next phase of our life, 4 years in, as we start year 5 of this program. We are going to go patch by patch through every single quest in the game as it existed. So there's a caveat with that, and I've talked about it a couple times. The Wowhead and even the Wayback Machine, we're talking about a game that came out in 2004. So 21 years ago, actually just over 20 because it was late 2004. The internet wasn't what it is, you know, right now, and the Wayback Machine hadn't kicked up quite yet, and also Wowhead, which used to be Thoughtbot, all of those. While they actually, all they existed in the beginning was as like a tracker for certain things. I think Quests was one of those things. But they just tracked, it was just a database to track stuff. There wasn't information and comments, and eventually they changed it over to become Wowhead and changed it as it is right now. You can look at older versions of Thoughtbot, but there's no captures that old. The oldest you can get are captures from think it's much later. I think you can get captures from around Burning Crusade time. But they did categorize those quests, at least via patch. But there's nothing older than, like, Naxxramas. The classic Naxxramas drop. So we are able to look at everything that was in existence at the end of vanilla. And then it's naturally filtered out quests that weren't available anymore at that time, or have since been changed. So that's one small problem. There's a lot of quests that were removed from Classic and or changed, and it's kind of so what we're doing, what we will get when we're messing with this is. Oh, by the way, let me add this quest. We just turned in from Dire Maul East this Lethtendris' web, so we can chop that one off. Yeah, so we have to turn in that one. We actually did turn in that one the other day. We just have 2 to turn in from Dire Maul East. Notice, look at all the Silithus quests. It's coming up on our heaviest one. I don't know how that one works, but for some reason there are just a ton of unique Silithus quests. They're not even listed here. I don't know exactly how it works. I think a lot of them are kind of like the way... This is just a brief aside, and I'll get back to talking about what I was talking about. Kind of like the way in Eastern Plaguelands, how you can get those artisan quests, and there's, like, missives, but those are at least limited to your different professions. I think you can somehow get, like, some missives, and they are incorrectly tagged in WoW, in Wowhead as being repeatable or not repeatable. Some are tagged. So I don't know if they're truly repeatable or not. I don't know. I imagine that they're either related to PvP or they're related to Cenarian rep. That's far in the future. That's 100% Vanity Project type stuff that we'll do. We'll come back at the end, and that'll be one of the last Vanity Project things we do, if it really is like that. It's just kicking about and checking out this stuff. The next thing we're actually going to do is we will probably run Molten Core. After we finish Upper Blackrock Spire, we'll probably run Molten Core just to kind of wrap up that Blackrock Mountain vibe for now. And then we'll come on some future episodes and do the Paladin quests. I don't really know. Maybe there's some Shaman quests. That's what we'll work on. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about. Unfortunately, the quests that were removed from the game in various iterations, or that were completely altered in some way, like there's a lot of quests that are very similar, same name, but they were altered and replaced. So what that did on Wowhead is it like subsumed and ate those entries. So there's not really a way that we can go back and find those old quest entries. There's 1 or 2 quests if you want to really take the Wayback Machine and look at old Thoughtbot style quest data entries and compare it side by side with Wowhead's current iteration. You're going to find 1 or 2 very small differences. But what we'll do when we start tomorrow is we're going to start with New Year's, because we're going to go through the quests in order. We're not doing all of the holiday quests. We're only going to do the ones that were available at this time. So for New Year's, that's just 1 quest. Same thing like when we get to Christmas or whatever, those quests have been changed so much that the actual vanilla versions of most of the holiday quests don't exist anymore. But we'll just go around and do the small ones that we can. There's also going to come times here and there where there are just quests we can't do anymore. or we can't do yet, because they still exist in their original iteration, but there's prereqs that are tied to later quests that can't be accessed. So, for instance, there is a Breadcrumb Northrend quest that we've done here on Classic in our Goldshot, in our Elwyn Forest playthrough. That just wants you to go from Northshire Abbey to Goldshire, and that is just a simple breadcrumb. It still exists. It's pretty much the same quest as it is. It's the exact same quest as it was in Classic. However, the chain you would need to get up to unlocking that breadcrumb is all redone. So we can't unlock it yet. So we will touch on it and file it away for later. So these are tabs. These are different things that we're going to do. And we're going to work our way through. There's about 550 quests. It seems pretty easy, but there are some quests that will require some extreme like grinding and farming on our part. Notably, there's a lot of like Paragons of Power in Zul'Grub, I think, still exists. So there is going to be a sizable amount of farming needed, and that is what it is. We will farm that as much as we can. And I mean, we'll farm it non-stop, but like if there's lockouts or whatever, we're just going to move forward. We'll do our lockout each day. We'll start each day with working towards those type of things. It's also very possible that because we're clearing entire raids solo, you know, we'll be walking in there like powerhouses, that there won't be an issue with getting the coins much faster. So there's that. We will be getting things at a 10 to 40 times faster rate than normal at worst case situation. That is, of course, if we've hit the level cap by the time we get there. We might not. One of the things I'm a little worried about is that the leveling up, even though it's going to be very fast, because, for instance, for those Paragons, we will need every single class leveled up. So there is a very real chance we're going to fight our way to that situation and then be stuck leveling up different people. So this retail journey, it's not going to outstrip the Classic journey as fast as you might fear, because retail does move faster, but there just are things that we're going to work on that are going to take time. And yeah, that is what it is. So we've got all of our tribute buffs. So I have plus 15% stamina, 200 armor, and my spell crit is increased. And I'm going to ask them if they want to start clearing, take advantage of our buffs here. I just said, want to start clearing while we wait on the hunter. They want to wait. That's fine. I don't really care. All right. So the way we're going to open up the new spreadsheet, so I'm trying to finish this off, but it's not going to probably be done tomorrow. I've got 20 or so, 20, 30 quests left to cover. It's just very tedious because everyone is legit.
Yes.
And they each have to be researched. There's very few, like a couple seasons of Discovery ones that pop up. So that's something we have to cover over. And then there's very little after that. I'm gonna do the whole quest chain for the War of opening the gates of Ahn'Qiraj. I'm gonna list that in order, so you guys will have a tab where that's just nice and straightforward listed in the order that you have to do it, because we are gonna follow that chain as far as we can follow it, because that's been removed. So that's gonna be something we exclusively do here on the Classic channel. And then I I have to add in whatever quests are tied to actually the ruins and gates of Ahn'Qiraj. I think I'm pretty sure there are a pretty solid amount, but it's just like Zul Grub. Please, please, please don't be flying. Good, he landed. He's smart. Because when you fly across the zone and then walk back over, it actually is annoying. It actually takes more time. So... Alright, so... Alrighty, so... We just got attacked by a little pack of dudes. Which I don't care about the red wolf meat. We gotta be very... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 inventory spots to get us through this dungeon. So, we gotta do what we can. Anyway, I think that's gonna be like Zul Grub, where there's a pretty sizable amount of, like, reputation coin crap that we can turn in. That's also something we're probably gonna have to do. And then we'll list up, like, the pre-Nax type stuff, and if there are any Nax quests. I actually don't think there are a lot of Naxxramas quests. I know there is a quest if you look in Eastern Plaguelands. This one, The Fall of Kel'Thuzad, so after you kill him, you can take that quest and turn that back in to the Eastern Plaguelands, but that's about it. There's like not a lot of Nax quests. It's mostly gear and stuff. That's another thing we will not be able to do. So at some point, I'm going to want us to run Nax. And then I will go back and I'll look through any quests. I'll try to filter through all the classic quests in my free time. Any quests that I might have missed. That's going to be a harder, like, fine-tooth comb I have to go through. But when we start our own spreadsheet, what I'll do is I'll filter it by patch. So we'll clear the first level. That'll take us a little while. I'm going to start with New Year's, and then during that time, we're going to make characters. We'll make a human, and we'll make an orc. I did make a design. I wanted to try to stick with iconic race class combos for our first playthrough. So I'm trying to keep it legit, which means we're going to have a lot of overlap. I did change a little bit. So, for instance, I could think of nothing more iconic for Paladin than human, so we will have another human Paladin. Maybe I'll go... I'll try to go with specs that we haven't recently done, if I can. So, first of all, I'll make a male instead, and since we've done Ret and Holy to Death, maybe I'll make a Protection Paladin, because it's more viable on retail. And then we'll make an Orc. We're gonna make an orc warrior, which we did before, but we will have to double up. So I will also make a secondary orc at some point, an orc rogue, and I'm gonna model that one kind of after Garona. I'll make the orc horde, the typical bald-headed orc guy. I was on the fence. I really would have liked to make a human mage to match the videos like I have with Dadgar, but unfortunately, I could think of no better class, because gnomes are really limited between gnome rogue, gnome warrior, gnome warlock, and gnome mage, and I felt like of the 4 of those, mage is probably the most iconic, so I gave mage over. I'm going to give mage over to a gnome, but I'll change things up. So like before, I did a female one on Millie on some of our previous episodes. So here's our group. We're ready to go. And we can go get started now as soon as Doppelganger is ready. Alright, so... Alright, so we're gonna go head in there. Alright, so this is the tank that we ran Dire Maul North with last time, so we're running this dungeon again with them. This is the tank that I was probably a little unfair to. You know, I will say they try to be communicative, they try to be positive. They did screw up, and I let my impatience and sort of judginess get the best of me, and it wasn't my finest moment as a gamer or as a producer of WoW, and as a producer of trying to be what I want to see in the world. So I lived and learned, because I realized, you know, that I could make it work later on with a open Dire Maul tribute, but I feel like I guess it could have been worse. I could have been an utter turd. I just really didn't do anything, didn't talk or say anything. I just went silent, and then at one point I was a little fussy talking about the run was over. Now on camera, though, I was absolutely a turd. You guys heard me complaining, so if they are one of the 1,400 or so subs that we currently have, my bad. I doubt it, though. I have had that moment where a few times I'm like, oh, hey. Alright. In we go. Okay, so we are here now. Let's go ahead and give these guys a 15-minute buff. These guys. Since it's... And then I'll just do me, and I'll have to keep track of the three of us. We have buffs. There's no real major quest. There's just the quest at the beginning. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so you have to fully clear this room. They are pulling into the nook, they said, because they're... Alright, so I was telling them, though, that there is a pylon quest everyone can grab in here. This person also, as the last... And I realized this from the last dungeon, they moved very slow. We can maybe... Alright, so... Oh, you know what? I forgot... Actually, you know what? I will go... I forgot, she's gonna heal. She needs to have that buff on her instead. Yeah, I actually should have that one on them. That's a better one, because that buffs my healing on them. He does have this War Stomp. So we waited like 3 minutes just to get this first pull off. But, okay. I guess maybe I'm becoming that which I hate, which is... the fussy dude. There's another pat right there. These are the ones you have to get all of these ironbark protectors. You might not have to clear the whole first room. Okay. I need to back it up because I don't want to be in their AoE range. I don't remember if I was healing or not on that last instance. I think I was. Okay, so we have a second ironbark done. And we have to kill those guys in the middle, too. You have to clear the pylons. I guess you don't really have to clear all of those. You do have to clear these ironbark protectors. I don't remember how many there are. But if you don't clear them... then... they'll wreck your world at the end because they'll come join in the boss that leads to the second half of the dungeon. Oh, here's my first... Okay, so we've done 5 minutes in. This is also going to kind of give me like a frame of mind about how long we've been recording, although it did take us probably 15 minutes to just get started. Alright, so we've killed 3 protectors so far. Yeah, they just sort of pat around over and over. Saw a 4th one coming. Yep, there's another one. That'll be a 4th one. I truly don't remember how many there are. 8 or something? And then we'll have to fight this, and then we can go upstairs. Because that's the first of 5 pylons. Oh, you know what? I probably opened up an inventory spot for myself. I don't know how much those things stack. My plus to heals with my little level rank 4 flash of light, pretty OP. Like, this is when I saw somebody do this to me when they were healing me, I was doing that little island or whatever, that little booty bay giant. I knew that this was going to be my future. And now I've gotten there. I don't know if that's all of them. We have to pull these guys too. There's another one right there. That's maybe number 6. Wait, one more is coming. Dang. Yeah, these things are very tough. You pull them on your own. Yeah, that is not a good pull. Oof.
I'm out of range.
Okay. Alright, so we wiped on that one. If you pull that, those arcane guys, they're pretty rough, so everybody pretty much died on that one. Alright, so we got the hunters. They both died. Alright, so we're 10 minutes in, and we are going to rebuff them. Yeah, you have to be very close. When you pull those guys, there's another hat right there. I'll have to drink, I think, after this one. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, so, man, I don't know. This is not an auspicious start, though, because... I mean, this dungeon is hard. You gotta get your crap together. So that's true. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drink one of my juices. Alright, well, that was another tree. I think that was the 7th one. I think there's only one more tree. I think there's maybe 8. I don't know. This is going to be a slow run. And... oh, I don't have this... I should have Defensor on. I don't know if I had that on before. We need to not be stacked on them. Wait. Oh, man. Crap. Abort. Fine. Okay. Yikes. Jeez. Oh man. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. That's tough. All right, so let's get that last tree first. There's no need to rush that. There's only one tree up, so let's get this last tree. And oh. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, we just got to be careful about not stacking. Alright, so this is my first. We've been 5 minutes, so we're about 15 minutes into this run. This is worse of an auspice than our last run. Our last Dire Maul West run, which I would not say went very smoothly. Maybe this is just a hard dungeon? Maybe I gotta stop with the taking all comers approach that I do. Because this is getting me... Like, when you have geared people, running these endgame dungeons, it runs a lot more smoothly. Okay. Let's get the other 2 trees. There's at least 2 more trees. We want to get those 2 so that we can... Yeah, she can go ahead and pull that guy. Pull him. Yeah, the key is we do not want to be able to... We don't want to stack on any of these people. Yeah, I guess they do the knockback, so that's the trade-off of trying not to stack, is you're going to get the knockback. Yeah, and I guess this is the trade-off for the Paladin. I have no AoE heals, very few insta get-out-of-jail-free heals. Okay. Alright, we got 1. Should be 1 more. I think there's 1 more. One more tree somewhere. I don't know what order this guy's going around. Yeah, this guy. Okay. So this is, I think, our last tree. And these are the only trees... This is the only real fights that super duper matter. Because once we get upstairs, it's a lot different. Honestly, the only other part of this instance that's... These little arcane nodes are tough. And then... So you kind of want to line of sight these guys. Okay. Okay, so now I come after them. Oh, we did pull 3. But the key is to get them... Oh, man. Ah, crap. Man. Yeah. Oh, man. These guys are just hard. I don't know why, too. The DPS is just so bad. Jeez.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Alright, so I don't really know... exactly how this is gonna go. The repairs are gonna be terrible if this squad keeps dying. At least there's just 2 this time. Alright, so at least there's only 2 this time. We definitely want to focus down 1, too. Yeah, 2 is not so bad. Okay, so... Alright, so now we have made our way through the first pylon. Now we have to go... up. up to pylons 2 and 3. So we just have to clear right here and go upstairs. Okay. That's another 10. So we've been doing this for 20 plus minutes. Okay, so these guys are also annoying. You get hurt if they. This is the one where if you get hit with that dark curse, you're gonna have a bad time. But I can also do some DPS here if needed. Yeah, I'd say pull him out here, why not? Okay. With undead, I can be a little bit helpful on... Yeah, so we LOS those guys. Ah, see, I got hit with... Yeah, there's just so much arcane damage coming through. I'm silenced. Those... This is just terrible. This is just a bad run. Just bad. I don't know why it's so bad. I'm sure part of it is me. I'm sure my heals are probably bad. I don't know what's going on with our DPS. Maybe our DPS is bad? I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe this is a bad composition for this dungeon. 2 hunters and 2 warriors. Maybe that's a bad comp. I don't freaking know. I was trying my butt off to live. I shouldn't have even wasted my stuff. I should have saw this was a lost cause. This might be a lost cause run right here, and that just is what it is sometimes. Jeez, this is gonna be rough. I do not foresee this going well. It's just been rough. It's It's not gonna be rough. It is already rough. I don't know what for the casual observer out there that sees this. Maybe you can help diagnose in the comments what is going wrong. I don't have like a lot of meters or anything going on, so I'm not sure if this is just a lack of focus DPS. If this is, I mean, there's two common denominators between this and my last pretty rough run, me and the tank. So could just be that we both suck, but I am a suck healer, and the tank is not good either, or maybe they're good and it's all just me that I'm terrible on heals. It might be that the composition of this party is bad. Not sure exactly.
I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Oh, he's here. Okay. We're gonna need to re-up on warrior stuff soon. I mean on our little blessing pills or whatever they are soon. Yeah, so we did die. It did suck that time. Okay. Here's my new plan. What's the new plan? Let me know. We just have to make it upstairs. I mean, these are all... Okay. Go for it. I don't think armor or whatever is a problem, but go for it, guys. No, don't pull it over to me. Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. They are not adhering to the plan. So even the tank, she is trying to make a plan and is just doing terribly. They're saying we need to focus down. I gotta get. Oh man. Okay, we got him that time, but. Ah, gosh. At least there's only one more of those packs. Okay. We just need to get up the stairs here. Let's avoid all those dudes. Alright. Oh man, these guys are not easy either. Okay. Oh no. These little guys. Annoying little pats. I don't know what is going on. Now, one thing, I'm not seeing any sundering whatsoever. So that could be a part of it here, is that we're not swapping over, we're not sundering. So there's no threat mitigation, or there's no threat, not mitigation, there's no threat generation really happening. So that is probably part of our problem here. Because I can, as long as they can maintain threat. See, and I think we need somebody to mark it like that. Because then that worked out okay. Once they knew who they were supposed to be attacking. Okay. Alright. So we have 2 sorcerers. Same thing here. Get this pack of dudes. Of course, one of these little pats will come through. Let me go. Okay, they still have 10 minutes on their second one, so I just entered 5 more minutes in there. I don't even know for time and buffs anymore because we've wiped so many freaking times. I don't need that. Alright, so... Alright, hit him with AoE. Hunters need to AoE. Okay. Come on. Jeez. We have no AoE as part of our problem here. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think we can do it on this group. This is just, not, I just don't think this group can do it. We're probably cashed on this one, guys. This is gonna be a failed run, more or less. And I don't like doing that because we turned in a couple quests at the beginning. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. I'm sure... Yeah, this is just not... I really think it might be... I don't know. Nobody is interrupting. The tank just melts. I wonder what their gear looks like. It just... I feel like we got just a lot going on here. I'm trying to diagnose the... And I guess I'm a bad player too, because I can't even really fully diagnose the problem. Like... Is the problem just that everyone's bad? Feels that way? I just feel like... Who's the carry here? I'm not good enough to carry a team, especially as a healer. I think the jury is back in, and I think the tank is, for whatever reason, and it might be our fault, the tank is struggling. I mean, we're slowly clearing the content, very, very slowly, but it's like we're just wiping every couple pulls. So it's a pain. Like, I feel like against single target stuff like bosses, we might be okay. Things that are not gonna, like, wipe the dungeon. I mean, like, just hit everybody, but I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what the major flaw is. Maybe I DPS'd this, actually, last time. I think maybe I did when I did Dire Maul West. I think I DPS'd it. I'm pretty sure I healed the last part. Everybody's... Maybe I'll get lucky and get the Libram out of it, but the way that it's going, probably not. Alright, so we are, like, clearing... We did clear the pack. Okay. Well, what you can, just don't stack. See, there you go. See, when it's just two like that, it's not bad. I got a crit on that one, that was nice. Okay. Yeah, see, when it's just two, not too bad. I know, you feel like... It's just two, it's not too bad. And when it is... problem is that we have like 8 every time. Nice, see? That's what you want. You want to try to get these as solo as possible. Okay. Oh man, I'm worried about being able to beat that ranger. That ranger boss. Okay. I see. This is where people are like, they use tooltips or whatever. There's add-ons to where you can hover over. Alright, so we are going to clear the second pylon, I imagine, unless we wipe by pulling all 3. But that's 2. Just about 2 out of 5, so we're ostensibly 40% of the way through the dungeon. Could make that argument. There's not a ton. You don't have to kill tons of packs up here. I mean, to be fair, we did this dungeon last time, and I was wearing my freaking fishing pole the whole time. And we did better than this. Jeez Louise, like that goes to show you that there's something rotten in Denmark with this run. But as long as we can survive, I mean, repair has got to be getting low. All right. 2 down, 3 to go, right? We haven't even killed the tree yet. This run is blurst. This is a blurst run. Okay, let's try to keep spirits high. This is a pure AoE pull. Hunters can set traps. Okay. Yeah, let's let them heal it up. What is going on with these guys? Some little worm got me. Alright, we... Oh. Jeez. Okay. Alright, we are coming up on, the boss. Okay, so this is the pylon quest. we still... There's the second pylon. Okay. So we have another AoE pull, and then we can get that. I'm gonna need to... I don't think I have a potion or anything. Okay. They're just all aggroing on me. Okay, I'm just running around. Just try my best. Oh my. What the heck even is this world? Oh gosh. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Oh, okay. Alright guys, well. I don't know if this squad can handle that boss. So... ah, gosh. The tank is bouncing. So now we gotta advertise for another tank, so the tank might... help us out, might not. I'm not gonna talk trash about that tank as much as I'm tempted to. This might actually be all for the best, is my takeaway here. We're gonna have to just sit it out, squat it out, as my wife says. I don't know where our other person is. There's a hunter, warrior. Which hunter do we have here? Ulanus? Where is Seleucus? Must be night elf stealthing or something. Oh yeah, there he is. No. He's right there. Okay. So maybe we're going to get lucky. Otherwise, this is going to be a failed run. And it is what it is. And that happens sometimes too. So you might be watching what is a failed Dire Maul West run. And it is a shame we're about halfway through this. I gotta say, this Lilda tank though, and then to do it like this, where we are slowly pushing through, because after this we could skip that hunter boss, and then we could go down to the tree, and it's gonna be tough pulling those elementals at the bottom, but come on. Come on, Tanky Poo. So we'll just see. All right. So yeah, back to what I was talking about before. When we start the missions tomorrow, this is another thing we just won't have to do. You're not going to have a bot-controlled group quit on you. So this is part of it, though. We'll just see what we can get. Usually, if you know, you might have someone more devoted to like willing to do it if they know how far you are. You know, a lot of times. Anyway, so I'm going to be making this. I'm trying to clear all my tabs because I've been doing the Final Fantasy. If you check out yesterday's episode, we are getting close to, we're about a third of the way through Final Fantasy 1. And it's really starting to snowball, pick up speed. We cannot pull this. There's that mini boss. Can't do anything. That's an optional boss too. You don't even need that. After we beat this, we can just jump down and go fight the tree. I got a 69 on my roll for the chest.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright, so I will take some of this stuff. I don't care about the heavy hide. I'll also dump the Alterac Swiss. We'll take the mana potions just because I don't think I have any mana potions right now. I'll even dump the health potions. I'd rather, if I had to pick. I'll dump these mana fragments. Just so I can have a few inventory spaces. Yeah, let me get rid of all the rest. I will advertise it. This way, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, they've already cleared everything." I don't want people to think that we got to run around clearing the dungeon. You don't. This is painful though. We only have space for one more key. So that means originally in the game there must have only been 8 keys. What's our last key? We have the Scarlet Key, which gets us into the back half of the monastery. Workshop Key, which gets you in the back of Nomergon. Key to Syrian Gorge lets us get in that one entrance from Lochmadan. Skeleton Key, I think that's Scholomance. The Shadow Forge Key gets you in the back half of Blackrock Depths. Key to the city is the Stratholme Servants entrance key. This Crescent Key is Dire Maul, so I don't know what that last key is. Come on, let's see if we can get somebody to join. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. It's a shame because we will have to run this again, and we will. We'll try it again. Car payment money for pixels in a game no one plays. I wouldn't say no one plays this game. It is still the highest played MMORPG on Earth. Now it's divided up among all of the different versions. So yeah, you could say like classic era. This is probably one of the lower versions for sure. But wouldn't say no one plays it. Wouldn't say that. So we'll see. I don't know how long we're gonna give it. How long has this episode been recording already? We're already getting close to our limit. Although I will push through and push over the limit if we can get a tank to pull us through this situation. It's just a shame that it was a blurst failed run. I would post this video. You'll hear all this because I'll post it and advertise everything. They're talking about they said they're talking about people spending real money on WoW Gold, and then someone says there's worse things to spend your money on. Just ask Minnesota. I think this is a reference to this Minnesota Somali daycare thing going around, but I haven't seen anything like. I've only seen it like on Reddit feeds. I haven't seen like real news about it. So I don't know if this is like a scam or not. Like if it's just one of these political whip people up talking point things. But yeah, I don't really want to get political about. I don't know if it's I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know if it's a political thing. I don't know if it's like. But the way that everything goes in this country, everything's so partisan and this side versus that side and blah blah blah. I honestly thought that I was getting it because I follow so much Minnesota things. So I thought that it was my Minnesota ties making it pop up, and then I've just And then you never know with social media, with the way that the algorithm works, it just is designed to like promulgate, you linger on something for a few seconds, even accidentally, it'll start popping up in your feed and, snowballing. So I take everything that I see there with a grain of, and bots are generating so much content now to where even when you see real stuff, you're not sure if it's a bot or not. We will see how this rest of this goes. So tomorrow, I started talking about what the plan is. There's one New Year's quest, so I'm going to make my human, and I'm going to make my orc. We're going to start in the starting zones and then head to the capitals. Then I'm going to go back and we'll do whatever starting Elwyn Northshire quest that we can do off the bat as a human. Like I mentioned before, there is actually all of the Northshire stuff we won't be able to do because so we'll just go through the list. We'll go through all the 550 or whatever quests zone by zone. So we'll start with Elwyn, and we'll work our way up into that area, and then we'll move over, and we'll do whatever Durotar things are available. And pretty soon respawns will start in this instance. So this is already I'm not optimistic. And it's not looking promising. Jeez. So I don't freaking know what to do. I'm just altering the wording of my please. Yeah. Alright, so now we have other people bailing. And that is what it is there. Alright, so I think we are cooked. And I think this run is a dead run. So it's time for us to bail, and we'll try this again. So this will get marketed as a failed run. So I'll post this failed run because we did a couple quests, and we'll see what we see. Tomorrow we'll start with whatever we can. So we'll make our couple characters. There's one small thing I'm a little pinch worried about, and that is in making a gnome, which is going to be our mage. It might be hard to make one that's ready for classic, that's not trapped in Gnomeregan doing the Gnomeregan quests. So that's going to be... that's going to be the kicker for us, is will will we be able to make that mage and get out of there without running it? But we're gonna have to see. The main issue is that we will need it. We'll need a mage. Anyway, we'll get into all of this on tomorrow's episode as we start the new chapter. We finished the year on a who's sport. I'll accept it. Somebody in the group. Oh, that's Ulanis. That's the other hunter. They friended me. And we will rock and roll on the very next one. So, thanks all. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. I appreciate you watching, listening, and tuning in. This episode, even though it was a big flat fall in the face failure, is in the pipe 5x5.